We're not all shooting the same three-point shot or free throw shot. We're all doing completely different things. Nothing about anybody's skating is the same.
I look at the course and I'm like, how can I skate it how I want to that gets me psyched?
You know, like we going off because that's what we got. I know, I've been doing competition for so long now that it got to the point that for me, I really like doing it because like that's an opportunity for me like to present myself to the world. That's an opportunity for me to like stay on my board and like practice whatever. I got to go out of the country with my friends and elevate skateboarding as much as you can. I think I just like skateboarding, just like be able to contest streets or whatever that is, whatever makes skateboarding progress for me. I think that's the point in my life that I really like doing. It doesn't matter where I am, like if it's gonna be a demo or a contest or street skating. I really like to be on the board, and I feel like when most I'm on the board, I'm progressing. So like, let's keep progressing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I need both. I need the streets and the contests, and I can't do one without the other. Like, I need both. I've always liked how with skating contests, not only do you get closer with all these other people from around the world and make friends with them, but when you skate in that environment around all these people that are this good, you get more out of yourself as a skater. And if, like for me, it's always like, how much better can I get than where I'm already at? Like that's the obsession we're always chasing, right?
Yeah.
And I always find when I skate contests, like we all usually end up in that space, unless we're hurt or whatever at the contest. But then that kind of bleeds over into the street side of things for me as a skater, because the amount of times I've skated contests and then gone straight to filming right after and then had way more confidence going and filming in the streets has been big. Like I remember probably the best example for me was like I skated Street League LA and I woke up the following morning and then Jared Lucas and Joey Shigeo, they're like, come on, let's go to Hollywood. Let's go skate Hollywood. I was like, dude, I don't know. I was like, all right, let's just go. And then ended up getting a clip on Hollywood that day. But I don't know if it would have happened if I didn't have that whole weekend of just like
confidence,
going for it and building that confidence, So it's like such a cocktail of things for me. It's kind of like a yin and yang, but I don't know how it is for you guys.
That was the same thing for me.
It works the same way. Like I was gonna say, it's the complete opposite for me actually, because like I feel like when I skate in the streets, things are usually bigger in the streets, right? As far as like obstacles go and stuff, and it's harder. So like for me, skating in the streets will then be like, okay, when we get to these skate parks that are built so perfectly with not small obstacles, but smaller, to the point where it's like you feel like that's just gonna like come a little easier, I guess.
Yeah, there's no cracks, there's no cops, there's nobody bugging, just
Yeah, but the way you put it makes sense too. It's almost like the contest is like preparing you and practicing you for something bigger, so it goes both ways.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've had this conversation a million times, right?
I've definitely experienced both of like Joslin and Berger's like aspect of it, where like you go out street skating and you're at a gnarly spot, and there's no way they're building the contest there's no way there's gonna be an obstacle that is that gnarly on the contest. So you get to the course and you're like, oh, this is pretty mellow. Like I just jumped down a way bigger, scarier thing with a rail and the kink on the end, and they're not putting kink rails like with bad kinks at the bottom of the rails. So like, I definitely see that. But then I also see Berger's side where like, if I just kickflip lip that rail 10 times in a row at the contest or practice, if I go to a street rail, if there is some cracks and whatever, or it's a bigger rail than I'm used to, mentally I'm like more ready. So like, I think it works both ways. Like that's why you need street skating, and that's why you need contest skating to be like the best skater that you can be, I feel like.
Yeah, I will say there was a point in time where like I wanted to just like focus strictly on contests, and it was the worst decision I ever made. I started trying to like learn cab back lips and all these tricks that I thought were getting high scores, and then like I would go to the contest and like realize, wait, I'm not doing these tricks I just learned on these big obstacles, and now I'm not comfortable with all the tricks I had before, and so now I just shot myself in the foot. So then I was just like, you know what, forget it. Like, be comfortable with what you're comfortable with and use it to your advantage.
Dude, I never saw this way about like practice to skate a contest. I just always feel like if I'm on the board, if I'm skating every day, everything else should come out easy, right? If I'm skating every day, going to contest, cool, that'll happen. But like I never got myself like, dude, I gotta do this trick 10 times in a row, because if I go to the contest and I miss, I'm gonna be pissed off, right? I might as well just do it once, okay, it's there in the pocket, just whatever happens. But yeah, just being happy on the board. I think just the footage will come, the contest will come, whatever, you know, just keep skating.
I can go to a park and try to do like 10 full cab lip a day.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to do
boring.
10
It's
because
boring.
you already know you have 10.
We
We see you.
Yeah, but if he does miss one day and he's choked, like, then what do? Like, you want to go to the park and you want to make sure that you maybe have that. You want like make sure that you got it.
Well, then it
But
comes
like
down-
that's
then-
not fun doing that either. Like that's boring.
I think it's good to just have like both. I think for me, like I think it's just like street skating is that creative outlet where you're like, all right, what can I do on this spot? Like I'm not gonna put myself like, not necessarily like in a box, but like when you go into a contest, you're like, what do I have consistent? Whereas you pull up to a street spot, you're like, all right, what can I do that's like different? So I think like having both of those is like, I need the balance too. Like it's like a creative outlet compared to like contests, but I like contests because it's under pressure. And I find myself when I'm like scared in the streets, I get that same adrenaline of like, all right, you just gotta jump on it, you know? And you just like jump on the rail or the hubba and then you're like, all right, so that's the same like adrenaline that I get when I'm in a contest when they're like, all right, thumbs up, go for it, you know? When you're just like, all right, I can't feel my legs, but you know, we go for it, you know? I think that's what's cool about having kind of like both of them.
And you can, when you're in the streets too,
It's
you
like
can,
freedom.
You can try
streets are freedom.
You can try
know?
those
Like,
tricks that you never like never do.
Yeah,
Like,
and when you get that good
true.
like
The ones you're
yo,
gonna film
you know.
once and just not do for
Right,
10
you're
more
gonna do
years.
that.
We all been there.
And never
We all
experience-
got experience with that one. Huh?
During the run is actually when it's the easiest. It's before and after. Those are like the most nerve-wracking points for me right there. It's like going into it, making sure you don't like practice a little too hard like one or two dudes before. You gotta like calculate your muscle mass and everything, make sure you're not gonna get sore right during your line, you know what I mean? So you're like, okay, there's a couple people ahead of me, all right, it's coming up, okay, but then you're like, oh, wait, I haven't skated in like two people's runs. Do I still have my tricks? Is it still gonna work? All right, man, am I gonna be able to start the board? Okay, wait, oh, he's giving me the thumbs up. All right, throw down. And then you're just in it. And then at that point, you're just like, well, whatever happens, happens. So it's
First
like,
trick
yeah.
is always the most stressful for me.
I know. I prefer not to flip my board first trick. That's like.
I don't want to do anything. I want to just roll.
Sometimes I like to do the hardest trick in the first trick since I have like, that most energy. You
I mean,
know?
then you do get 2 tries on it if you fall, right? You can like run it back at the end of your
Start
run.
it
Right?
I just always think about that, like, dude, my first trick might be the hardest thing ever, because if I get there, everything else is easy, you know?
True.
So I don't know, most of my shit, I just start flipping my board hard, or maybe, I don't know, 'cause even sometimes you're gonna do the hardest trick, by the end you're tired, or whatever, you know? You could have messed up the third trick and take it to a different round, and you not even end up doing the best trick at the end, so it all works out.
But then
for everybody.
dating back to our consistency progression situation back there, you also have a very higher like consistency level than most people with your flip tricks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got it like.
For me,
Until we start designing a volley flip nose.
That's what I mean. Like sometimes the hardest trick in the beginning, it's like makes me happier that I can just do whatever else. You know? Like I don't know. It just,
Yeah, got it out of the way type thing.
Improv after, so just needed the one.
for me, I can never look at the park and be like, "This is my run."
Yeah, I gotta
Dude,
be
that
there. I
cannot
gotta get
happen.
there
Like I
first.
need to skate, and then afterwards we'll figure it out. You know, some people just go like, "Yeah, I wouldn't know my run."
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
crazy.
Dude, you don't even know how much
it's
speed you're gonna
insane.
get. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know,
I don't know how long that 6 stair is.
you don't know
like,
if
what do
it's
you
gonna
mean?
be like the angle, how you know, like
Yeah.
even though they give it the dimensions and stuff, but sometimes just once you do the trick, you just don't know much, you know. So I think
I guess
forever
maybe it
from
helps
now-
to go in with like some sort of base plan
Some sort
rather
of
than
basis.
like starting with a fresh sheet. But
just knowing what you're gonna do before you even get there, that's crazy to me.
yeah, and then you're adding more. Like, dude, think about that. Like, as soon as you see the course, you're just like, okay, well, I got another trick there. What do I gotta do? Like, you're just throwing your brain all off. You're gonna be overstressed before you even get to the contest. You know what I mean?
Diagrams sometimes when I see the course beforehand, it totally messes me up sometimes.
Yeah.
You had to not see anything?
They didn't used to show us those back in the day, so it's like a new thing for me. Like the last however many years they've been doing that, 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm like seeing the course, and I'm like,
Anxiety.
I don't know if I like it or not.
Bring it.
I don't know.
When you
how I
can't
feel
even go to
about it.
bed in like a month
Yeah,
just
you
thinking
can't go
about
to
the
bed
sports. Like,
anymore.
it's
Like,
Yes and yes.
Like every single course.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've been to a course, I'm like, yeah, Joslin's gonna have a heyday on this, or you know, Decenzo's gonna kick flip front lip this. I already know. It's like you get
and
to
that's
know the
why
lay
we
of
have,
the
right?
land.
Like everybody have their own stuff, and then like when you go to this park, it's like, oh, this dude's gonna cap front nose this easily. Johnson's gonna fly in, and this dude's gonna do this. We already kind of know what everybody's doing, so it's.
Yeah.
And then when you get there, you're like, oh, that's it. You know, I thought about this and I'm gonna do this, so it makes kind of sense. But for sure, like there's some parts that works for better skaters than the other ones, you know.
Yeah, that's why the aspect of judging skateboarding has always been so confusing to me, because it's like we're not all shooting the same 3-point shot or free throw shot. We're all doing completely different things on different sized skateboards with different sizes. Like it's all so many different things to factor in. Like nothing about anybody's skating is the same, really. So like
It's got to be hard to judge
crazy.
judge a contest, you know.
No,
You got
for
like
sure.
that 1 minute to give you the score, and then like you know, nollie back here down the 10 stair for you, it's easy, and switch flip back there down the handrail for me, it's easy. How do you judge that?
right,
You know, it's
I mean,
like,
dude, I could never do that. That's for sure.
but I can never do the youth thing, so it's like.
No, I would never.
You gotta be
like,
hard to
judging.
judging,
It's
you
just-
know. Like I'll be annoying. Like, dude, I judged the Battle of the Barracks one time, and I was freaking out. Like,
Well, I would hook up the switch
did
foot
like-
back tail because I can't do that trick.
see, like, but that's one judge,
So
and
you'd
then
be
he's
like,
like,
10.
oh, nollie back, you know what I'm saying? So it's
But,
judging
yeah.
is kind of hard.
But maybe if my bro was judging, he might be like, nollie back heel, sorry.
See?